Hi guys! So for this video, I kind of just wanted to share my K-1 visa experience, but for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to go through how I put my packet together for the I-129F form. At this stage, me and my fiance, we're currently at the beginning. I'm just putting it together, and next week we send it off, but by the time this goes up it'll probably already be sent. Alright, so without anything else further to do, I just want to jump straight into how I put the packet together. And again, I hope this serves as a really valuable resource if you're in a similar situation to me, or you just want to know how to put the packet together. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, hi, so this is my packet. And I went ahead and made tabs, I-129F form tab, other forms, passport, intent, birth certificates, proof of relationship, proof of travel, and this one, proof of messages. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. Alright, so at the very top, you're going to go ahead and put your information, your name, address, and an email maybe to reach you by. That's optional though. And then you're going to put where you're sending it to. This is going to be the Dallas, Texas Department of whatever. So you're going to send it there. And then so I like to think of this as a table of contents, letting the officer know what they're going to be reading, what they're going to be going through before they actually open the packet and go through it. So I went ahead and put, Dear USCIS officer, blah, blah, blah. I am the petitioner, Alexandria, filing this I-129F petition for my alien fiance, Mark. And then I went ahead and listed everything in the order in which it follows. So the personal check, which is going to go over here in the pocket of the binder, the cover letter, which is this page, and then next is the E notification form, and this is optional. That's the notification which is on the next side, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds, where you put your name, maybe a phone number, an email to reach you by, so you can know when your application is approved, and this is again optional. Next is the most important thing, the I-129F form, which is 6 pages. Also make a note to put the amount of page numbers within the document, so you let the officer know how many pages is there, so they know what to look for. So that, then in the same pocket, I put statement of circumstances of meeting, and that's the question that relates to the I-29F form of how you met your fiance, the beneficiary. Okay, next is the G325A biographic data form, and this is a form pretty much that where you and your beneficiary list where you're from, where your parents live, old places you've lived, and old places you work, and then also where you currently live and where you currently work. And you and your fiance are going to file both of these. Now with these documents, both of you guys are going to have to have attached two 2x2 passports to it, signed and dated on the back. So one from you, 2 from you, and 2 from your fiance. Next is birth certificates. So 1 birth certificate from you, and then a birth certificate from your fiance. Make sure these are copies. Make sure everything that is originals in terms of passport, do not send your passport, do not send your birth certificate, send copies. Scan them in, that's fine. So both of those, signed and dated, a copy of U.S. citizen's passport as evidence, and then along with 14 pages, make a note to scan in every single page in your passport, so the U.S. officer knows where you've been, and they can, take note of your traveling history. All right, and then I don't think this is necessary, but I threw it in anyways. I just put in the first page of Mark's passport. Evidence of intent to marry. Both of us made one, and I'll show you in a second. And then proof of relationship. And then I did it by showing proof of how we met, our relationship timeline. And that's how I decided to do things. I'll show you in a second what it looks like. Proof of travel, which is airline tickets, passport stamps, hotels, anything with you and your significant other's name on it will do. Message receipts, love letters, and then that's last. And then a thank you letter, which is optional, just to tell the officer that you appreciate them, you know, going through your application. And then sign and date this. All right. So here is the I-129F form that we filed for. Okay. And then in this, they asked the question of how you met. So I just went ahead and attached a second document, and I made the letters the same way. So my name and information along with where it's going to, and then I went ahead and created the letter to them of how we met. And don't be afraid to say how you met and explain everything to them. They want to know, like, not every detail, but they pretty much want to know how you met. Like, be honest and they'll understand. Alright, this is the G325A biographical form. Enter in your information, make sure everything is accurate, and that's what I try to do with me and Mark's, is make sure everything is accurate, where you lived, old addresses, where you work. Make sure nothing is out of order, and then both passports and sign and dated. Mark hates his passport photo. He'd be embarrassed if I showed it. And then my birth certificate, Mark's birth certificate, and then all my passport pages, everything. And then Mark's, and then our letter of intent. So again, it's all set up the same way, and then we went ahead and wrote, I, Alexandria, do hereby state that I am legally able and willing to marry Mark and intend to do so within 90 days of his arrival into the U.S. We also wanted to make another little short few sentences stating how much we love each other and how much we really want to be together. So I would advise that, you know, just for extra reassurance, sign and date it. And then another thing, which is this is optional, I had my mother write a letter as well, and she pretty much just, you know, she stated that my daughter has been in this relationship and we can't wait till they're married, so, and that they've met before. All right, now moving on to proof of relationship. So in this, I just pretty much stated what will be, what the following pages are going to look like and what they should look for. Again, these are copies, and let them know that that these are copies until proven otherwise, or these are original until proven, or until stated otherwise, sorry. So I put the following pages will serve as evidence to Mark and my 3-year relationship. In the next series of pages, we will present the viewer with photographs used as evidence of our relationship, using, you know, message receipts, photos, boarding passes, visas, blah, 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 blah. So just do that. Alrighty. So here we are with the actual relationship proof of timeline. So when we decided to put our packet together, I thought, you know what, I don't want mine to be just jumbled up with photos, because I put a lot of photos in this, guys, and you don't have to. You can put just like 10 photos and that will do as well. With these are in black and white. I don't think that's what they want, but I don't really care because I put in so many photos that 3 black and white photos won't really make a difference. Okay, so I made a point to log first trip, second trip, third trip, fourth trip, and I did everything in like the date order so that this officer can go through everything in an organized fashion so they can see the first time we met, second time we saw each other, and there's no question, you know, with if we met or when we did this or when we did that. Or so when they do look at our travel proof, they can go and look at the boarding pass and be like, oh, okay, he flew in October, 23rd, or he flew in May 9th, and we can see these photos were taken May 10th, okay? So it's really easier for them, but I don't think it's really required. I'm kind of a perfectionist, though. So, okay, and then so another thing I want to point out is when an officer is going to be looking at this, most likely they're going to be looking at pictures of you and your fiance together, okay? So I would advise putting up pictures together. Now, these pictures I put in because you can tell that we're in the same place. We decided to take photos similarly. But if they don't, that's okay, because I still have multiple photos of us together. Another thing is, when every photo you put in, you have to put the date, where you were, and what you were doing at the time these photos were taken. Just put a brief summary, a brief caption with every photo. And if they're like a few photos taken the same day, just make one caption, summarizing everything. And a thing that will help you so much in your process in putting this packet together is provide photos of not only you with Mark, your fiance, but provide photos of you with relatives, them with your family, you with theirs, and their friends and your friends. So it will serve as so much more proof. And put both of the names first and last of the people that are in the photos. Alright, so this is just all the travel history, and I did that in order from first meeting to the last, and then I just went ahead and labeled everything. I tried to, when I was doing this, I tried to make it so that, I've always carried that thing where, when you're teaching a baby how to read or write or learn for the first time, you kind of want to take small steps. So most likely the officer's going to know what they're looking at right when they see it, but I'd like to make more, notes just so it's a 100% sure and it goes by so much faster. So I lived in Ireland for a year, and this is not required. I just went ahead and put in my acceptance letter and my boarding pass of when I moved there and when I left, and then again put in hotel receipts, if your name or your fiance's name in it, all the better. Okay, and then this is proof of messages. Again, I wrote a letter explaining what will be expected the next few pages. In our case, we lost so many of our messages, so it kind of sucked because I only had so much to go by, but I feel like I have so much proof, it shouldn't matter. But just put in your messages, put in proof of ongoing, phone calls. And then also, if you have a lot of messages, put in the number. Like me and Mark, we have 39,000 messages on Facebook. Screenshot it, put that in, a Facebook post of when you decided to be in a relationship. Put in sweet things, put in messages, of you talking sweet, cheese you talk to your significant other, things that you probably don't want to re-listen to or read, sorry. And then I screenshotted Skype calls, and then just letters and cards we've given to each other, and then lastly, just a thank you letter. It's not required, but it always helps to let them know that you appreciate them and you thank them for their consideration. So basically, that was my that was how I put it together. It took us 2 months. It could take less time, but you need their signatures. So pretty much my mark, he had to print everything, sign it, and then ship it to me, and then I had to do the rest and sign it, and then I'm sending it off. So if you can work it out some way where you guys get together and do it together, that's perfect. But if not, your fiance might have to ship it to you.